Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chess Wise. Today we are at the next topic, the practical Rook Endgames. We are at the 7th position. We have got an example from the Grandmaster game Alburt versus Dlugy. Dlugy was black, and if we look at the position, we can easily relate this to the theoretical Rook Endgame positions. How we can identify and how we can try to recognize which theoretical Rook Endgame we should aim. So this position is based on that. So when we look at this position, we see that white pawn still has 3 moves to reach the 7th rank. When we will reach the actual Lucena position, the black rook can assume a very good position right now. The position is black to play. So if black to play, black can get a draw by the simple technique which we have been discussing since some time. During the position, we will get to come across many positions which we have discussed before. You can check out my theoretical Rook Endgame position, that is lesson 242, where we have discussed the last position which is going to arise. If black wants to hold the game, black would have played the move Rook a4, and this position had in fact come after the adjournment session, means the game was stopped before this, and when this position came, the grandmasters had a day to analyze this position, and this position would have been easily drawn if black would have understood the basics. What is the point? The rook is assuming a position which is 3 files away from the pawn, and the most simple fact here is what I feel the important analysis is the move Rook f6, which looks like white is heading for a Lucena kind of position. After kg5, the rook drops back, and we see that the black rook is cut off 1 file away from the pawn. But black can use the other side to give checks. There are many ways to draw this game. I would like to show 2 important lines. One, after rook a5 check, kd6, rook a6 check, ke7, the king is trying to go to the g file and block the rook check from the f file, that is by putting the rook on the f7 square. So rook a7 check, king f8, rook a8, kg7. This looks like a very good winning attempt for white, but black has, as I told you, 2 or more ways to hold the game. One very simple, rook e8, attacking the e pawn, forcing re1, and now king f5. White can set a small trap, rook f1 check, otherwise e5 was hanging. King cannot take e5 now because re1 check and the rook is lost. So ke6, and now we see that there is nothing that white can do against rook e7 check, kg6, king into e5. When the distance between the rook and the king is of 1 file, re1 check, kd6, and the rook on e7 will get supported, and black will draw the game very easily. Although there is another very interesting position where we allow white to execute his plan. Means instead of rook e8, black can go rook a7 check, allow rook f7, and now play rook a6. Very important move, stopping e6. White goes re7, king f5, threatening re6, kf7. Another drawn position arises just after rook f6. Rook can now go to the other side and start giving checks. One way to draw. Another way, still we can allow what white wants. So black can just wait, rook b6, e6, rook a6, rook e8, rook b6, e7. It looks like this position is losing. For quite some time I was feeling that white is going to win the game. There will be rook f8 followed by e8, which is almost unstoppable, but black has a nice tactical idea. Rook f6 check, kg7, rook g6 check, first forcing the king away with king h7. This looked like a losing position for black because rook f8 and e8 is coming by force. But black has the only move kf6, and suddenly nothing can be done. Rook g7 followed by e7 is a threat, and after rook f8 check, ke7, mutually the rooks are hanging. So the game results in a draw. This was a very important analysis which shows black would have drawn the game in many ways with the move rook a4. In the game, Black made some mistakes because the positions which appear mostly in Rook Endgames, they are quite mesmerizing. They look similar to each other. Black played kg5. Idea is very logical. King is trying to assume the position on the g7 square. White will try to block that, but this allows white a nice opportunity to occupy the a5. So now the black rook will not get that distance which is required, that is 3 files away from the pawn. Still the position is drawn because the pawn is still on the 5th rank. Black can play the move rb4, and now k e6. King d6 just allows king f5 when rd4 check is one of the threats. And here black would play the simple rook b7. Those who have seen my earlier theoretical rook endgame lessons, especially lesson number 242, they will be able to relate to this position. Now the king will not be able to reach the 7th rank, then black can gradually get his king to g6 and g7 and hold the position. But black missed on this opportunity as well. He blundered with the move kg6. ke7 check, kg7, and the good move rook a7, which is the only move here. After e6 there is rook b7 check, d8 is also of no use, rook b8 check, kc7, that is also a drawn position. After rook a7, black could try to put white in a tricky situation. After the move rook b6, waiting before playing the move rook b8, and after white plays e6, black goes for rook b8. This is exactly the position which we analyzed in lesson 242. White has to waste the moves. He has to go king d6, kf6, kd7, kg7 and ke7, getting this same position with black to play when the rook has to go away, and then white wins. I have covered it in total detail in that lesson. You can check out that lesson. In the game, black went direct rook b8, e6, and we reached the same position with black to play. Now the black rook goes away and white is able to win the game. After rook b1, there is ke8 followed by e7. Black tries kg6, not allowing the king to go to e8. But now white has rook a1, trying to use the e1 or the g1 square for the rook. After rook b7 check, king d8, rook check, kc7, the rook has no good place. In the actual game, black played rb7 check, kd6, rook b6, kd7, rook b7 check, kc6, rook b8, kc7, rook h8, rook b2, rook e1 was lost. So black tried rook h8, but now comes e7, and we see after kf7 there is just kd7, when next move will be rook f1 and white wins the game. So here black resigned in the actual game. We can see how complicated the analysis can be, and our basics have to be really sound so that we can distinguish between two similar looking positions in any rook endgame. I hope you are finding these lessons useful. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for your time.